Hi, welcome to Around Sam, that show that keeps Bearcats in the loop of what's going on here at Sam Houston State University. And today, we'll be discussing everything that has to do with the Heatwave Film Festival. And today we have Cecilia Hendrickson to talk more about this, coming right after this open. Hi, Cecilia, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesus, how are you?
Good, long time no see.
Yeah, right.
Well, since you're here, obviously I know you, but the audience may not know you. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself, what you do on campus, and major and everything?
Okay, so like you said, my name is Cecilia Hendrickson. I'm an honors student actually on campus, but I'm also the intern for the Heatwave Media and Film Festival. And of course, I got involved in this through honors, but I also took the director of the film festival, Dr. Seymour. I took her class, and she remembered my name, so I became the intern for this festival.
Perfect. And actually, you and I both took Dr. Seymour's class at one point.
Actually, that's the first time I met you.
Really?
Yes. So remember, I don't know.
I thought we met before.
You meet a lot of people.
I do meet a lot of people.
But I met you through that class. I was like, oh, look, there's a student who turns on their camera. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. And speaking of the Heatwave Festival, you said you were an intern for the Heatwave Film Festival. What do you do as an intern for the festival?
So I basically help Dr. Seymour with anything she needs. So right now we're working on getting together promotional materials for each of the submissions. Basically, I also help organize some of the student meetings that we have with practicum students, which are the students who are helping out with the festival also in another class. And then I also work with Dr. Kim, one of the professors here. I work with her students, and they help us also make promotional material for the Heatwave Film Festival.
So we're talking about this whole Heatwave Film Festival. What is it exactly?
So the Heatwave Film Festival is a festival we're putting on for not only SHSU students of any major, but also we're putting on for grad students or people who are not in college in the Texas area, so independent Texas filmmakers.
Perfect. And by independent, that means any non-SHSU student can also submit any video of sorts to the festival, correct?
They would be, but they do need to be from Texas. Okay. So Texas specifically. Texas filmmakers.
And when is the deadline for the Heatwave Festival?
So the deadline actually passed already, April 15th. But we do make some exceptions. I would say it's probably, from what I know, a little bit too late to submit, unfortunately. Yeah.
Now, is this the first year it's happened, or is this like an annual event?
No. So actually, this festival, this is the first time it's been called the Heatwave Media and Film Festival, because we wanted to open up to different types of media, not just films. But it's been going on for about 4 years. So this is probably the fifth. I'm thinking it's the fifth annual Mass Comm Film Festival. It has like a different name. So if you looked it up, you would only find one Heatwave Film Festival, but several other Mass Comm Film Festivals.
And do you happen to know what the prior name was before?
I think it was just Mass Comm Film Festival. It didn't have the cool like Heatwave. Yeah, Heatwave. Yeah.
And what categories do we have in this Heatwave Film Festival?
So we actually have a little over 12 categories. I don't think I can name all of them, but I know for sure we have one for cinematography. Big thing that we wanted to do, as you know, we called it media, meaning different types. So we have different types we have a section for audiobooks. We have a section for cinematography specifically. One for broadcast news, which you might know about.
I do.
Mr. Broadcast Major. And then we also have a section for like TV news production, live news, remote sessions with Professor Gaston here. So you name it. I can't list all of them off the top of my head, but if you gave me a list, I'd be like, yeah, I know that one.
There's a lot of submissions.
There are a lot of sections.
And then besides, being from Texas, are there any other guidelines that someone needs to follow to submit a film?
To submit?
Yeah.
Well, so as I said, the submission deadline is over, but for next semester, I would say, or next year, because it is annual. For next year, biggest, I guess, tips I could give would be, as you know, the usual, turn it in on time, please. Please, just turn it in on time. Of course, you would turn your best work. Everyone would do that. And come to I would say if they can come to the actual screening of their film, that'd be awesome. We're planning to invite the people who submitted their films to come watch the screening. So I hope that will be a thing that we'll see next year also.
Perfect. And you're talking about a screening. Do you know when that screening is going to happen?
So we have screenings the week of the April 25th through May 4th. So there's screenings almost every single day of the week. So if you wanted to see, for example, we have screenings for 1 or 2 cinematography sections. Those will be on different dates, but we actually recently released our Heatwave calendar on Instagram. If you want to check it out, Bearcat Student Media,
Okay.
The Instagram. And that's where our calendar is if you want to see like what event fits your or piques your interest the most.
And then do you have to buy a ticket to go? Is it just the finalists who attend?
No ticket. You don't have to buy a ticket. If you see like a screening that interests you, you can just show up.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And that's going to be where?
So it depends. It's on the what's it called? The A-frame. But most of them happen in Dan Rather. So in this building, Dan Rather Communications building, most of them are in room 125, and then some of them are upstairs. But I would say like the major, I guess, 4 events you definitely want to go to would be in the Old Town Theater. So we have our opening event, which is hosted by Dr. Seymour. Like I said, she's the director of the Heatwave Film Festival. Her opening event is also in the Old Town Theater, and that one is April 25th at 3 p.m. Don't quote me on that. It is on the calendar. There are so many dates. And the second one that I would say I really encourage people to go to would be the Texas Filmmakers category. That one is for independent Texas filmmakers and the students, so it's in one screening, and that will be especially interesting, I'm thinking. And then the last one, which is the awards ceremony, which is also, well, that's 3 actually. And there's also Belvin Block. I don't want to go on too much about each section because I could talk about it probably all day. Not to say any of the other sections aren't interesting though, because they're all interesting. Those ones specifically, though, I know are going to be pretty big.
Yeah, but there's a little bit.
Don't want to miss it.
A little bit of everything for everyone, for sure.
Yeah, whatever interests you, there's something.
And the Old Town Theater is in downtown Huntsville, correct?
Yeah, it's by, I think, you know where, I guess, the courthouse is? I think it's a little past the courthouse. Of course, I always use Google Maps.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just type in Old Town Theater.
Old Town Theater, first thing.
And then you also mentioned an award ceremony. For the winners that win, or a ceremony for that night on the 4th, what awards are they getting, or how's that going to work?
So how it works is for each category, there are like 13, I believe, 13 categories. We pick 3 finalists per each category, and then you can win. It depends on some of them. So for example, for Texas Filmmakers, we have 3 winners, or to-be winners awards. We have Best Director, Best Sound, and Best Film. So there's 3 finalists for each of those. So I guess 9 finalists and 3 official winners per section. And then some sections have their own awards within them.
Perfect. So are the winners going to receive like actual physical trophies, awards, or just like a name recognition?
So it depends on what you win. If you win like Best Film, Best Director, Best Sound, any one of those 3, that's a trophy. Finalists generally receive a certificate, but some of them vary. Like I said, some professors had their own award names and trophies.
Perfect. And then you personally, have you submitted something this year or maybe in years prior to the film festival?
Actually, that's a funny question. So I had not submitted. This is the first semester I haven't actually taken like an actively go out and film kind of class. I'm taking the internship now and the practicum, which is hands-on work for college credit. But this semester I didn't submit anything to the film festival. I had some work I possibly could have. And I was going through some submissions, and I saw my name on one, and I was like,
really?
How did this get here? So apparently one of my professors, Professor Bolden, who teaches here, I believe I took her class fall 2020, she had submitted one of my films for me. So I was like, okay, I'm in the festival.
Hey, so sometimes those
I might disqualify myself.
I was going to say, sometimes those teacher-student connections make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was excited when I saw that. I was like...
It's always exciting to be nominated. And with the films being shown, I know there's news, there's directory, films is like the main component of this whole entire festival. Do you know the names of maybe any films that are going to be shown, or how many are going to be shown?
So per screening is about an hour's worth of screening. So it depends on, because we just finished the deadline, it depends on which ones get selected to be shown. So it's about an hour's worth. I'm not 100% sure on the names because there are a lot of submissions. We had all of them come in last minute, which is really great though, because I was looking at the numbers and I was worried people wouldn't submit.
Right.
And when I saw the number of films like shoot to the roof right before the deadline, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't actually know for sure.
Sometimes procrastination is someone's best work. You do get wiser as time goes on.
Yeah, especially as you're a senior, speaking from experience.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you were an intern for the Heatwave Film Festival. Throughout this whole entire process, what has been your favorite part?
I would say working with the students, for sure. Working with the students and seeing the submissions. So I get to help kind of go through those and collect information, like we'll put them in to see like which ones are going to be screened, which ones are going to be moved to the like best film categories. I help with. I don't get to choose, of course, because I'm not the director. I'm not one of the judges. But getting to see those firsthand, I'll be like, hey, I know that guy. Like I was going through it the other day through submissions to count how many we had per. I was like, oh, I know Jesus, I know Ronaldo, I know this person, I know that person. And then I was like, I wonder what their work looks like. So I love seeing the student submissions and I love seeing like the independent filmmakers and kind of like compare and contrast the two styles and where you are at in filmmaking.
Perfect. And then, we just talked about your favorite part. What's been like the most tedious or like stressful part of this whole entire thing?
Maybe this interview.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, this interview. No, in all seriousness, I would say the most difficult thing is coordinating. Because we did open up the festival to more categories. It's been a little bit, trying to keep track of all those categories can be a little challenging, but honestly, overall, it's been more beneficial than anything.
I know you mentioned the film festival is going to be, weeks long, 2 different locations. People have busy schedules, of course. They may not be able to make it, but maybe they can watch it. Is it going to be streamed, possibly?
There may be an opportunity for streaming. Ideally, wherever we'll be, the Wi-Fi will be. May the Wi-Fi be strong. That's our big hope. If the Wi-Fi is strong, there will be streaming, but we will be recording it. And we'll also probably have the films that win, especially in finalists, on our YouTube. I think it's called the Heatwave Film Festival YouTube, or at least on the MassCom YouTube, so that way people can see them and go look at their own submission or even share it with other people.
Okay. And if the Wi-Fi is strong, it will be. We're going to stream into existence. Where can people stream? It's going to be YouTube, Instagram Live, Facebook Live?
I'm thinking Instagram Live. It's probably the easiest. If we can get like a little tripod, put the phone on it.
And it's going to be on Bearcat Student Media News or the Heatwave Instagram?
It's going to be on Bearcat Student Media. So we don't have our own Instagram, unfortunately. We are working through the Bearcat Student Media. But that way, I think they want to keep things consolidated so students are like, is the Bearcat Student Media part of MassCom? That way they know, okay, Bearcat Student Media is also part of the Heatwave Film Festival and part of MassCom. That way we keep things like consolidated. Perfect.
Our last question before we wrap up. If people want to volunteer or help out with this event, can they volunteer and who do they contact?
So I haven't been asked that question yet. I haven't been asked that question, but I would say email us, filmfestival@shsu.edu, and you can ask like, hey, can I help out with this festival? I heard about it on the Bearcat Student Media videos, and it's definitely not like I don't think it would say no. We definitely would be open to having volunteers.
Perfect. Hey, everyone still needs volunteer hours, even if it's the end of the semester.
I know. I still need 3.
Well, thank you, Cecilia, for joining us today.
Of course.
Look forward to the film festival later this month. And thank you again for everything you do for this Heatwave Festival.
Thank you.
Hard work is not gone unnoticed. And coming up with events for the rest of the school year, the Memphis Book and Lyrics at the Theater Production, the musical, I plan on going, starts April 30th and goes for a couple of days. Exact dates can be found on the SHSU page. Relaxation Station on May 4th, and Exam Cram on May 4th as well. And may the 4th be with you. But for now, we'll see you back here next week.